Hello, Namaskar, and a very warm welcome to all the viewers in a special broadcast Tokyo, Spirit of Sports with me, Deepika. In today's edition, we will bring you all updates on the ongoing Tokyo Olympics with news, views, analysis and stats with special focus on today's top highlight at Tokyo 2020. It has been a mixed result today for the Indian contingent, but when we talk about sports, winning and losing becomes two important pillars of its existence. Tokyo Olympics this time becomes even more interesting for the country as there are 4 different events which were totally led by women as sole contenders. Weightlifting, judo, gymnastics and fencing were completely one women's show at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics for the country. India did win 1 silver medal in the sport of weightlifting, while in the rest 3 Indian women set a new benchmark in the sporting landscape. One of them is fencer Bhavani Devi, who played 2 rounds, faced world number 3, eventually bowed out but left behind a story of grit and determination. Acknowledging the hard work and boosting the morale of the athlete, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, and I quote, "You gave your best and that is all that counts. Wins and losses are a part of life. India is very proud of your contributions. You're an inspiration for our citizens," unquote. While Mirabai Chanu is continuously receiving heroic welcome, support and love from the entire nation as she returns to India after winning silver medal in the sport of weightlifting. Chanu was felicitated by the Manipur government today. The Chief Minister of Manipur, N. Biren Singh, has also announced 1 crore rupees reward and as well a post of Deputy SP by the government of Manipur for Olympic silver medalist Mirabai Chanu. And now it's time to take a look at all winning stories that India wrote at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics today.
Starting with the sport of boxing, Indian boxer Lovlina qualified her quarterfinals at Tokyo Olympics. She defeated Nadine Epets of Germany in the women's 69 kg round of 16 match by split decision. Using her long arm, Lovlina keeps her opponent at distance. She starts steadily and launched her attack as she landed jabs. Lovlina will be next against Chen Ning Chen of Team Chinese Taipei on Friday 30th July. Lovlina can grab herself a bronze medal if she wins this match on Friday. Whereas in hockey, the Indian team defeated Spain 3-0 to register its second win at the Tokyo Olympics. India produced a spirited performance against world number 9 Spain and scored through Simranjeet Singh and Rupinder Pal Singh to record a comfortable win in their third Pool A match. India had earlier defeated New Zealand 3-2 in their opening fixture. The Indians will next play reigning Olympic champions Argentina on Thursday. While in sailing, Vishnu finished lesser race 6 at 12th spot. The next races, race 7 and 8 are scheduled to take place tomorrow. Vishnu now moves to 22nd in the overall standings, who had been at the 25th spot earlier. With 4 races remaining, the top 10 will qualify for medal race. Meanwhile, Netra Kumaran has finished 38th race in 6 of the women's leisure radial. With 4 races left, the task is significantly more uphill for Netra. Sports Desk, DD India.
And in today's special program, I'm joined by Mr. Rakesh Rao, senior sports journalist. Thank you so much, Mr. Rao, for joining us. So, looking at all the winners, our pleasure always. So, looking at the winners of today's first, my first question to you comes on boxing. Lovlina will be next up against Chen Ning Chen of Team Chinese in the next round. How easy or difficult is it going to be for her?
Well, you know what, this particular opponent will be a tough one, because if you just go back to 2018 World Championship, both, I mean, like Lovlina as well as, this Apse, these two girls who who played, who were in the ring today, they both finished as like bronze medalists in 2018. And the girl who won the gold happened to be the girl whom Lovlina is going to meet next. So it is like she's a former world champion, the 2018 world champion. So it will be difficult. But if she can just continue, because, let's not forget that Lovlina has 2 world championship bronze medals. She has an Asian championship bronze medal, and she's been there. I mean, for her, reaching semifinals has been a kind of a habit, but then she hasn't gone quite beyond that. Now, if she can win the next one, that means she's assured of at least a medal. That means it doesn't necessarily mean bronze medal. She wins that, and she will not come empty-handed. Thereafter, she plays the semifinals, and should she win that, then she is certain of then of course then it won't be a bronze medal. So it's very incorrect way that we journalists would be that she's assured of a bronze medal, but what they actually mean is she's assured and an opportunity to change the color of that. So that is what she's actually ready for something really big. So I just pray that she wins the next one.
And how do you see the overall performance of the boxing contingent so far?
Well, the men so far, 3 played, 3 lost. That has been a little sad. 2 more to go. Amit Pangal being the world number 1 in his weight category, I expect him to go a little deeper into the championship, provided he's not injured. Now again, we expect a lot from him. And in the Asian Games, I remember he returned with the gold medal. And after the Asian Games, he also had a few great victories. So he looks in form. But then again, in a contact sport, if you're not injured, if you're not hurt, then you can go all the way. So Amit is holding a lot of promise for me, and I think he can actually come back with something.
Absolutely. So coming on to hockey, Mr. Rao, with today's performance, how are they positioned for the upcoming matches?
Well, see, one thing is clear, that Indians will be, over the next 3 days, we will reach the quarterfinals. That is no big deal. Because after all, there are only 12 teams, 6 in each group. So this whole process of league is to just eliminate 2 teams from each group. It is not about sending 4 teams into the quarterfinal. So after the league phase, after all this, all play, all kind of format, all you are doing is you are removing 2 teams each from the 2 groups. So that will leave you with 8 teams, 4 from each group. Now, India's trouble begins from the next stage. That is, provided, say, for the sake of our, for the sake of our argument, we can say that what if India finishes second to Australia? Now, we can't beat Australia. Australians have already qualified with 2 matches in hand. They have won their 3 matches. They're already assured of a place in the quarterfinal. If India comes second, then we are going to play the teams which are placed. If you're second, then we play the third team from Group B. Now, what is Group B? Group B has 3 world champions, all right, and the world number 1. Imagine they're the best of teams there. You have Belgium, you have Germany, Great Britain, and then you have Holland. Just pick the teams. You can pick any team out of these, and Indians are going to have a tough time. So for me, entering the quarterfinals is no big deal. Winning the quarterfinal is going to be India's biggest challenge in these games.
In men's hockey. And if we talk about the women's hockey, where is the team lacking actually?
This particular team is showing promise, yes. But let's get real, Indians are not expected to be in the semi-finals. It is something that, we have qualified. That is a big deal. Indians still have a long way to go. It's a good young side. They work very hard. There's absolutely no shortage or no dearth of hard work there. But when it comes to the tactics, the kind of fitness that you need, we are still lacking on a few fronts. But then let's just be with this team. It's a good growing team, and they need all the support. So I don't have great expectations, but I'll always support this particular team because they're showing a lot of promise.
And moving on to our next sport, which is sailing, it has been doing good so far. What has been the reason behind this improved performance?
Sailing is something, I mean, it has always surprised me that when people take up sports like sailing, or as you say, rowing, fencing, kayaking, and canoeing. Now, imagine somebody taking up such sports, and I mean, forget about representing the country, the Olympic Games. The very fact that you pursue these sports, I mean, in a country like ours, which has so many reasons for not giving sports what it actually gets, say, in some of the, like developed nations. But people do take up and give credit to them. Like this particular team of sailors, it has a lady also in the team. Now, Nathan is doing, I mean, just the very fact, I mean, for me, the breakthrough kind of performance for the games. Again, there is a difference between performing well and being among the medals. Now, there are a lot of these events, which I've said in the past, out of these 18 disciplines where India is taking part, at least in 11, we are not in contention. And that includes sailing as well. But you can't just look at everything, in the parameters of whether this team is going to win a medal or not. Sailing comes in that category where you have to encourage these, these men and the ladies for reaching that far. Because again, a lot of challenges, they don't get the kind of encouragement. Nobody knows what they're doing actually. But when they're on the big stage, I think as a nation, we should back them.
Right. So I have to hold you here for a second, and we will be taking a look at today's upsets of the day so far.
Yeah.
Well, there were other events too where India could not perform really well. Take a look at this next report to know which all.
Day 4 at the Tokyo Olympics produced mixed results with major upsets as well. Starting with badminton, top Indian double duo Chirag Shetty and Satwik crashed out of the Olympic quarterfinals race even before they had stepped on the court for the third pool match. Reason being Chinese Taipei pair of Li Yang and Wang Qilin beating world number 1 Marcus Gideon and Kevin Sukamuyo of Indonesia. Doubles pair has always been the bone of contention when it comes to overall performance. The next major upsets came from the event of shooting. Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker failed to qualify for the medal matches in 10-meter air pistol mixed team event. Earlier, they raised hopes by finishing as number 1 pair at the end of qualification stage 1 in 10-meter air pistol mixed team event. Only 8 teams out of 20 from qualification stage 1 progressed to stage 2. However, the pair finished 7th out of 8 shooters and failed to make the medal matches. The Indian team of Ella Vinil Valarivan and Divyansh Singh Pawar also failed to qualify for the 10-meter air rifle qualifying round. In table tennis, India's Sharath Kamal lost in the third round. During the match, Sharath gave a tough challenge to Ma Long of China. But later, Ma Long, through his experience and vigorous play, was able to defeat Sharath Kamal 4-1. The Indian contingent represented the country in 6 different events today. In 3 events, the country progressed, whereas in the rest 3, the contingent bowed out. However, medal chances for the country are still brighter as hockey, wrestling and badminton are potential contenders in the race of Tokyo 2020 medals. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, let's move back to our guest, Mr. Rakesh Rao. So, coming back to you, Mr. Rao, and talking about the biggest upsets, I have just one question to you over here this time. The much awaited mixed shooting event, Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary. Your thoughts?
What a disaster. I mean, for me, that's a heartbreak. And more than anything else, see, normally for shooters, I don't really, I feel really sad that they don't do well. But here, the trouble was that, look, these two, Saurabh and Manu, they have won 5 World Cups out of 5, haven't lost any. They have won gold medals in these. That's why the expectations were huge. And see, if somebody had to not, if they done well, and others had shot, superiors, I could have understood. But here, Manu was way below her best. I mean, if you're shooting 90 to 94, 94 is not a score for you to shoot when you are on the big stage. I know this is not intentional. I mean, you still try to shoot 100, but your one series when you stop at 92. Imagine Saurabh has been doing well, and he couldn't do more than a point. that is where Manu had to contribute more, and I think it was Manu's. It was just a bad tournament for visit to Tokyo. Though she has one more event left, but overall, I think it was a huge disappointment for me because I pinned my hopes on the mixed events. Individual events, yeah, things can go wrong despite you scoring very well. But here we didn't score well. Normally we are producing world-class scores throughout the year, but this time it was hugely disappointing for me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rao, for joining us in our special edition Tokyo, the Spirit of Sports. So moving on to our next story and taking a look at other international updates from Tokyo. The Olympics Committee has urged athletes to stop biting gold medals made from recycled mobile phones. In a tweet, the official account of Tokyo 2020 wrote, and I quote, "We just want to officially confirm that the Tokyo 2020 medals are not edible. A first place medal, second place medal, third place medal, all of them are made from material recycled from electronic devices donated by the Japanese public. So you don't have to bite them, but we know you still will face with tongue, hashtag united by emotion," unquote. And talking about the biggest upset of today, Naomi Osaka. She's been eliminated from the women's singles tournament. She lost to Czech Republic's Markita Vondrousova in the third round, who's ranked number 42. Moving on to another biggest update of the day, Polina Guryeva bagged first ever medal for Turkmenistan in the sport of weightlifting in 59 kg women's category at the ongoing Tokyo Olympic Games. It took over 2 decades for Turkmenistan to finally win an Olympic medal. Weightlifter Polina Guryeva took home a silver medal in weightlifting for the first time. She won the silver medal as part of women's 59 kg group. Guryeva excelled in both the snatch and clean and jerk. She lifted 96 kg during the snatch, which tied for second among all the competitors in that group. Guryeva also set herself apart in the clean and jerk, where she managed to lift 121 kgs. That figure was also the second best among rest of the competitors. And now it's time to take a look at Team India's schedule for July 28th, which is tomorrow at the Tokyo Olympics. So we've got hockey. Women's India versus Great Britain in Pool A will be playing tomorrow in hockey. The next game is badminton. Women's singles group play stage. PV Sindhu will be in action. The next we have archery. Men's individual elimination round will be there, and Tarundeep Roy will be in action. The next we have rowing, in which men's double sculls semi-final will be taking place. Arjun Lal Jat and Arvind Singh will be in action representing the country. We've got sailing as well, 49er men's race 2, 3 and 4, in which KC Ganapati and Varun Thakkar will be in action. Praveen Jadhav will also be representing India in men's individual archery event. And next, we've got women's individual elimination round as well, where Deepika Kumari will be representing the country on July 28th. Badminton, we've got men's singles group play stage. B. Sai Praneeth will be in action. And in boxing, prelims round of 16, women's 75 kg, Pooja Rani will be in action. And in hockey, women's India versus Great Britain, Pool A, Team India. Well, that was the schedule for you. Now let's take a quick look at the current medal tally. We have top 4 countries over here, and host country Japan is at the first spot with 10 gold, 3 silver and 5 bronze medals. In second spot, we've got United States of America, which is at number 2 position with 9 gold, 8 silver and 8 bronze medal. At the third place, we've got People's Republic of China, which is at number 3 position over here with 9 golds, 5 silver and 7 bronze medal, whereas ROC, which is actually Russian Olympic Committee representing Russia, is at number 4 position with 7 gold, 7 silver and 4 bronze medal. Well, since Russia was banned from participating in several sports, hence they are now competing officially under the name of Russian Olympic Committee, and hence the name ROC has been given to Russia in place of their official country name. Moving on, India, which was at number 28th position till yesterday, has moved down to number 39th position with 1 silver medal as of today. More are expected by tomorrow, and hopes are still high as India has chances to bag more medals for the country in the coming days at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. For now, we have to take your leave, but we will be back again tomorrow with more updates, news, views and analysis from Tokyo Olympics. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves, get vaccinated on time and keep cheering for Team India at Tokyo Olympics. Namaskar.